can't take it to 10.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Carr. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 45-yard line.
And the Panther first down.
Now! 180! Hey, we're good, we're good! 180!
Check 31, check 31.
Right down!
Mike. I got one.
6-6, pull it high.
Watch the run, watch the run.
On first down, Carr throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Back! Raider 2! Lie down!
Watch the out.
Watch the safety creep! Have me!
Check 37.
734!
Throwing again. Carr. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Breanne Bonnie Calhoun. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive. Starts the game with a pick here.
But we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job.
And nothing but daylight ahead. The 30, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Jarek McCammon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Derek Wolfe, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Carr. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane, the rookie from Michigan State. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here's Mostert. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Now Mostert. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Hey, Steve 6.
Here we go on 4th down with Carr. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Justin Lane, the rookie from Michigan State. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
On 1st down now, a run with McKinnon. He was brought down by Eric Harris.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check. Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going 25. Come on now. Hey, 24.
Here's Watson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
You gonna see me and you car. Shit. Check 26.
A shotgun snap for Watson. It's complete to Golden Tate. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
He's coming to you.
Going for it with McKinnon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Panthers will get the football back. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. This is Mostert, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Mostert. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down and about 9 to go.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Down. You ready? Ready, 9. You ready?
Mike, check.
Hey, Alpha.
Get him. 59 Mike. Check.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Here's Watson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. DK Metcalf. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 21-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's go.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Panthers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Safety's quick. White. Express. Shit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
Check 43. Watch out.
First down.
No. Express. Motion. Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Mika Fitzpatrick made the play defensively, the first-round pick out of Alabama. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
They're not ready for this, man.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Carr got a man. It's Patterson complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 43. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You can't block me.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Breon Body Calhoun, a sack coming off the corner blitz. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like a road.
Finds his tight end, Ingram. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
34.
41's coming. 41's the mic. Exit.
Check 4.
Watch twist.
Carr going to go on 4th down. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Carr now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a 1st down here.
93.
Mike 59.
Hey, box truck.
3 balls.
Express.
Hey, switch gears. Check 15. Check 3.
Watch twist.
Tighten up.
OP.
Check
It's up.
Carr to throw again. outside, and he's got a man. That's Hall. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
3-3. White Monday down.
Check 24. Watch 24. Showing it. Showing it. Kill.
You're mine.
Check 3.
That's it.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
At the Falcons' 17-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
65. Check 13. Check 13. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Hey, watch this.
36. 29. Express.
I'm here all day.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. And his throw is incomplete. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. But now it'll be 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Hey, Raider 2.
I'm letting you know right now, you better bring. Shoot. Alert 3.
Two strike Chief. Express.
Check 24. Check.
To throw on 3rd down. Carr. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Mike Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, it's Watson. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
That's another Falcons first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This a 43-yard attempt. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. This fielded at the 2. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire half
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Falcons. Jarek McKinnon with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Falcons push further out in front. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2, now third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Let's
go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Now it's Watson. Being chased out left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Reset. 19.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Second down, McKinnon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. They run once more with McKinnon. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to clear you up. Don't get nervous.
At 25 to Mike. We'll go 20.
Hey, alert! You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Here we go on fourth. Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. DK Metcalf touchdown number 22 on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Crosby with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And no move to pull Carr and the offense off. They're going to go on 4th down.
Down. 41 Mike. In your face.
They do go for it. It's Carr. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Pick me up. Here we go. Joker. Check. Motion to backfield. Motion to
Out to the right, here's McKinnon. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
I don't think you got it, son. At 25 to Mike. We're going.
Watson down to throw. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll look to pick it up with McKinnon. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Hey, watch the ball. At 25 to Mike. We're going 25 to Mike.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 23 here on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handling.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Matthias Farley. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run it with McKinnon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Here again is McKinnon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
He's called for Echo.
Hey, 24.
Slam. Hey, 25 to Mike. We've got 25 to Mike.
Out of the gun, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by J.J. Watt.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on 4th.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Randy Gregory. And this defense will take over right at midfield.
Here we go. Hey, go. Go. Shift.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Falcons grab it. The 20, 10, 5. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. From the 35 on second down, Carr. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College. Not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards.
Oh, no. There was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Watson picked by his former teammate Kareem Jackson.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs.
6-18.
Hey, high 7.
41. I got one. 41's coming. 41's
Shotgun now for Carr. And Ingram holds it in. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 22.
41's the mic. Check 41.
On 1st down, Carr. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Let's make these big.
And Watson's going to throw it here. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
We've got 25 to Mike. Let's go.
From the gun, here's Watson. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners.
Yeah.